But over there, we already have those planted. Good morning. So it's super early this morning. Well, the sun's pretty high in the sky, but Elijah and I went over to the storage container because we wanted to get out a bunch of stuff that we're going to be needing coming up. So we got out our solar lights that go on our fence posts. We got out some other solar lights for a shed. We got out some gardening stuff because spring gardening is starting to come. So I need to go through and sit down and see what me and Girly are going to plant for our spring garden. We did throw out some wildflower seeds in front of the play area just to give her a little activity to do. So we've been watering those, so we'll see if those come up. And then yeah, so I'm gonna basically, I don't know what this video will be, but I'm gonna basically walk you through pretty much everything that we have been doing in between our little projects and what we're preparing to do. This is what our fence line is currently looking like. This post is in the ground, is not fully tamped. All of these other posts are just sitting in their hole. They're not at the correct depth. They're just in the hole to get them off the ground. And I'm gonna go through and stain them, and they're a lot easier to stain when they're standing up rather than me having to put them on the sawhorses and lay them down. Since they are exposed to the sun, we went ahead and we attached all of the top caps that go on the top of them. I think we only have one left, so we will have to order some more. These were top caps that a subscriber bought us, so they are being put to use. And then we also attached lights to the ones. We were originally doing lights every 3, but Elijah said that he wanted to do lights every 2, which is fine. They're not a super bright light. They're more of like a, hey, there's something here type of light. So it's not like it's going to illuminate stuff like crazy. But yeah, so those are ready to get stained. The top caps are just sitting on there. Same thing with the lights. They won't get attached until we actually get them at their height. Then we can screw them in because we have to put our little board across the two. But yeah, so these are the holes. These holes are the ones I auged out last time. And then Elijah helped me yesterday get a little bit deeper with them, but we're probably gonna have to go with the tamping bar to break up some of the hard dirt at the bottom. But let me show you down here what's going on over here. So we have 9 posts in the ground as of right now. With us doing the 9 posts, we have 2 things that have to happen, what we realize. So if you notice, these are all, for the most part, the same height. These ones are not. So we realized that at this point of the fence, we have to do a step up with just the slats, because when I'm standing on this side of this one, I can see straight over the slats without going on my tippy toes. And when I talked before about it, it was if I'm standing in front of it, I can't see anything. All I see is wood. When I'm on this side of the slat, I can't see anything. So we were like, okay, the fence is starting to go down. So, well, I guess the land is starting to go up. So you sit higher at the fence. So we decided to start our step up for the slats here. Now we're going to be doing 2 different step ups. So our slat step up starts here. However, once we get to this one over here, our posts are going to start to step up a little bit. At least I think here, either this one or this one, we're going to have to step our post up because we're starting to have an issue with going into the ground. And so all the way back here, this very last one back there, so randomly this one, that hole wasn't bad to aug out. Like you can see how much lower that post is sitting just naturally than these other 2. So that one didn't have an issue. We may try soaking, but we know for sure that we have to do a step up on the post over here. So that is the update on the fence. We did a lot of work that you guys have not seen on the fence. I don't really know if that's really something that you guys want to constantly see. Like it's pretty much repetitive work, but if you want to see it, I can continue filming all the different sections that we continue doing. And then, and then I guess it's kind of fun to see the whole process. But as you can see though, this last post that we have gets us probably a little past the halfway point, because we just have to go from about there back to that section back there. So that was about 18 posts, and we have about 18 posts in the ground right now. So it got us about halfway, which is nice because even with it not even like being set up straight, like you can kind of see the vision with all the posts just jankily hanging out in the ground. So we are loving it. But yeah, so let's go and look at some of our lights. Okay, so these are the lights that we got out of the storage container. So these lights I originally bought to go onto the shed. As you can see, they're not that big. They're not that big. You can kind of see them in comparison to my hand. So we were going to put these on the shed. I bought them super cheap off auction. I think I paid maybe like $2 for each one, or maybe $2 for both. But I bought these last year, and so we were going to put them on the shed that we're building. But I think we might go with either some hardwired in ones or some different solar ones that are a little bit bigger, because these are a little small. So what we figured that we would do with them is our shed that we have back here. We don't have any lights on the back side of Terry. Like Terry, naturally, he has lights over on this side, and then he has lights on this side, and he has lights on the front that you can turn on internally. But he doesn't have lights on his backside, and occasionally we might need to come out here at nighttime to access the water pump, the water heater, batteries, solar inverter, you know, all the usual stuff. And so it would be nice to go ahead and take one or two of these and mount them on there. This is the direction, this direction over here. The sun rises right where it will charge up the solar light, so we wouldn't have an issue with it. But I was thinking of either having him mount the two here, like one there and then another one on the other side, or maybe just one in the middle, or maybe just one right there. I don't know. I'll let Elijah choose, because he's mainly going to be the one that needs the light. But I also don't know how bright these are because we've never used them before or seen what they look like. So yeah, we will show you once we actually start the mounting process of these. Okay, so it's later in the day and we've been doing a lot. Today was a laundry day for me, so I showed you previously the washer machine that we got, which is a game changer, by the way. But since we were waiting to do laundry, our laundry piled up, so I finally got through all of the clothes. I washed the kids' bath towels, so now I just need to wash our bedding tomorrow and then wash our towels tomorrow as well. So yeah, so we're making progress. But earlier, Girly and I got ready to start doing some planting. I'm probably going to go later this week into town to go pick up some T-posts so that we can do like a little mini section off garden area, because it's going to be a while before we actually get to the real garden area, and I think it'll be too late in the growing season, and I don't want to miss spring gardening, because who wants to miss spring gardening? That's the best time to do a garden, I think, is spring gardening. So I'll show you what we got going on down here. All right, so this is our little gardening station that we had going on. We're using the laser level box so as a table. But over there, we already have those planted. Those ones we'll have to redo. Those were seeds that didn't come up. These are the new ones that we're going to be putting in. So that's just some of them. I didn't put the seeds in yet, but that will be coming soon. But I'm mainly doing tea and medicinal herbs over here. Over there, we have peas, turnips, and radishes on that side. In the jars over here, these used to be at our old place, jars that we kept, like, you know, you can read the labels, but corn, brown sugar, rice, all that, like bulk stuff. We used to keep in these jars at our old place, and I did not want to get rid of them, so I just asked Elijah to remove the lid, because they had like these cute little white masonry lids that snapped onto them, and I told him that, of course, I would end up using them for gardening. So I'm going to put all my herby stuff in there. So oregano, dill, chives, all that will go in there. I just need to get some rocks to create like a little layer at the bottom. And then fun thing is that we have a pH soil meter. And so over in this black bucket over here, we have it filled with soil from the play area when we were preparing for pavers and all that. And so I went ahead and I tested the soil that was in that bucket, and it's like the perfect pH balance to grow stuff in. So I'm going to mix, when I get ready to transplant stuff, I'm going to mix some of our soil with some regular potting soil and some other stuff, and then see what I can get to grow. These guys are other ones that we are going to be planting as well. That's in here. I'm going to wait until February probably to get these ones going, but everything else that we're starting has like a January start date, and I looked it up and it's good for our area. So yeah. But up here we have some peppermint, some anise, some hyssop, hope I'm pronouncing that right, and then some marjoram over there, and then some marjoram. So I have to get those seeds in, and then I need to fill these ones. I haven't made the labels for them yet, but yeah, that's what we were doing earlier. And then we took a break from planting, and we were working on the fence some more. So I showed you a little bit earlier about where we left with the fence, but we installed some more slats over here, and then you can see that this is our step up portion right here for the slat step up. We still have to do that slat. That slat is currently drying from stain. Elijah finished tamping this one in halfway so that it could take the pressure of us mounting brackets in it. And then this one was supposed to be our step up one, but when we set it up straight, it was so close to the height of this one, we figured that we'll just dig out, get it to the correct height, and then we'll make this one over here our step up for the actual post. So we're making progress. You can kind of see those ones that we have left. Oh, and then I stained these as well. So from these ones going all the way down to this one, I went ahead and finished staining those. I just need to finish staining these last 6, which is crazy to think that there's just 6 more to stain. But I need to finish staining those last 6. I think I might do what I did with these guys over here. The sun sets over the mountains since we're in the winter over there. So I might stain the side that's facing the sun, and then that far side just to help protect it from the sun, because the sun is drying stuff out. But we are making progress. Ooh, also, side note, so I came up with that little idea that I stole from other people. So I always see people putting a brace on their post when they're using concrete to set it, but I wanted to set post while Elijah wasn't here. So I found a piece of wood, found a screw, and then screwed it in, and it actually does not move when you're tamping it, which is crazy. So we pretty much have just been taking that and just hopping it over to each and every single post in order to eliminate one person needing to assist, so that it frees up somebody else to cut wood, to install brackets, to stain, to go plant plants. So yeah.